grips on the shins, okay? Such as us doing our Toreando Passing, our camping position, stepping back through for headquarters, okay? We're just gonna look at, instead of stepping through to headquarters, stepping to the close leg for what we call a split squat position. Down the line, we'll be a little more strategic with this. Right now, we're just gonna start with a really basic entry and like kind of build some good habits and mechanics here. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do, just like we would with the Toreando, is we're gonna misalign here by taking a lateral step, okay? Then with our remaining foot, we'll just drop right into the split squat position, okay? Now guys, when we get here, we wanna look for a couple things, okay? We want a nice wide base. We should basically be surfing his leg here as we pin it. I'm not really trying to stick my knee to the mat yet, okay? And then from here, we can start to look for a couple different things. We're gonna start off really basic, okay? Like one of the first knee slices you learn as a beginner, okay? Which is gonna teach you guys about getting an inside elbow position here, okay? Whenever possible, this is a good thing, so we can kill Mike's leg on that side for a multitude of different types of attacks here, okay? Now, that's not always gonna be the easiest thing to do. This leg's typically gonna be very tight. It's gonna be hard to get this elbow in. So from here, what we wanna look to do is take our free hand and actually cup his knee, okay? From here, we're gonna start to stand, walk to the middle, and we're gonna get our elbow on the inside of his leg here, okay? So now we have a frame inside of his leg, and now we're back in the split squat here, okay? From here, really basic knee slice finish. Okay, we'll talk about everything he's gonna do later. We're just gonna connect right to the crossface and underhook. Okay, but very important as we do that, head position. This is gonna come up in the ensuing positions as well. Guys, even here with the inside position, it's easy for Mike to sit up, move his torso, okay? We wanna pin him. So make sure as you do all this, you're bringing your head to his far shoulder, okay? As you get the cross face and as you get the underhook, okay? Now, once I do that, okay, this is where I'm gonna start to advance this knee, okay? So my knee's gonna go to the mat and then my hip's gonna replace my knee, and right now we should be pretty much hip to hip, okay? Do not get into the habit of just squaring your knees up here. It's very easy for him to just throw his knees back in. Right, you don't want that to happen, okay? Big principle of guard passing. Always make sure that your partner's hips and legs are facing away from you when you pass, okay? So to do that, I'm gonna activate my toes from hip to hip, and I'm gonna start to walk until I feel his legs and or hips turn, and now I'm gonna settle to the knees, okay? Time doing a knee slice. So here, we open this up, get the elbow in the middle, do everything we need to do, okay? So when we go here, all right, I want to replace typically my right knee with my right hip. Okay, so some of you are just simply doing this, which again, at a beginner level, that's kind of okay. You know, he might not have a good guard yet, but down the line, and this is an investment, you know, we want to get good at closing space, right? So instead of just pivoting off your right knee, make sure you guys are putting your hip on the ground. Okay, so now if Mike tries to bring his knees in, like you just hit me in the back. Okay, and then walk on your hip like this. Okay? And then once we win that battle, that's when we turn towards. Pushes off. Okay, so if we get the underhook but we can't get the cross face, we can also look at pummeling in, bringing our head to the side and getting over-under positions here. Okay? This is another very common way to pass with the knee slice. So either an over-under position with our head on this side, or a cross-face underhook with our head on this side, okay? And you do lose head position, and let's say he's trying to do things like maybe get up to his elbow, kick his leg through, yeah, right there. Maybe trying to wrestle up, get an underhook, stuff like that, okay? You guys can go back to a lot of stuff we've done in the past here, okay? Such as backstepping, right? So if I start to lean into him and post my weight and break his balance here, we can look to pummel the leg over, go to saddle, okay? Start to recover the knee slice in different ways. Another common thing that might happen in the knee slice, if Mike wraps me in a quarter guard here, so he traps my foot, okay? You also feel like, oh, I'm cutting my hip to the ground, but it's not coming out, okay? With either variation here, guys, it should be an easy thing to just take your 3-foot underneath on his knee, extract your foot. Okay? And then you can go right back to it. So, right. Really basic here with our partner flat. Okay, 2 hands on the shins. We're going to take a lateral step so we can step in with the remaining right there. Okay? One of the first things we can try here is to try to lift up this knee and open space here so our elbow can get between the legs. Okay? So I'm going to lift the knee, start to walk to the middle, pummel my elbow in. Okay? Now we have inside elbow position. Okay? From here, right away, once I get that, I'm going to bring my head to the shoulder. Okay? I'm going to get a deep crossface. I'm going to get my underhook. My hip is going to replace my knee, which should be hip to hip. Guys, don't slide too far out like this. Okay, see, I can't walk Mike to the side now. Okay? Hip to hip. Engage your toes, walk. Make those legs and hips turn away, and then turn to your knees. Okay? So, we think back, like, we're already making the same movements as a lot of our other positions, such as the Toreando. Like, if we get into our camping position here with our hip and our knee pose, okay, and we can't walk our partner back. Let's say, like, Mike's shelling up really tight. We can always look at stepping back in and look, I already have this space covered to the opponent. And in no-gi without things like collar grips, it's going to be harder to pull that or pummel the elbow in general. Okay, but just some ideas here. Okay, like when we do walk this up. Okay, for those of you that like stuff like this, you know, Caesar and Sean are drilling in the gi right now. If we did have that collar grip, a lot of times is where we can look to X-pass, stuff like that. Okay, now let's look at why that's a problem. Okay, Mike's counter to that is already here. It's the knee shield, right? He's going to be staying really tight with his knees here, and when I go to pick this up, if I feel like that space isn't going to open when I stand, okay, or just in general, you won't be able to pick the knee up off the ground. I'm not going to waste a ton of time trying to win the battle for just like wedging my knee in, okay? I'm not going to recommend that you guys go right for a knee slice in front of the knee shield here for a couple of reasons, okay? If I try to knee slice, Mike's just going to kick me off. Yeah, he's going to extend that. He could use that to get the underhook and wrestle up a lot of things here, okay? So instead, what I want you guys to do here is just take your forehead and go right to the shoulder right away, okay? From here, it should bring you really close to his head. We're going to look for a reverse collar tie so we can start balling him up, okay? We're not going to typically cross face too much when we're dealing with knee shield pressure because it's very easy for him to stretch out here. Okay, I want to make a stronger grip to compress him. So, just going to keep my head up so I can talk for a little bit. When I get this collar tie, try to go to the crown of the head so you have more compression on the neck versus the neck. You can still extend his head here, okay? Now, once I get this grip, I'm going to start walking my free leg towards his head. Okay, and we're going to switch to what we call an overback grip. So I'm just going to switch from my hand to my elbow, hug his spine, and pull his head in as I drop my knee. I'm actively trying to connect my elbow to my knee here, okay? Now, depending on what kind of knee shield he had or has, okay, we're going to end up in a lot of different positions here with this top leg. Right now, I'm in the ideal position where my chest is compressing the knee shield. So if he tries to open the knee shield, try to push me away, see, it's really difficult for him, okay? So now all we need to do is get a good grip on his lower body, which we have a lot here, okay? We could grip the foot, we could underhook the leg and grab his hamstring, okay? For now, if you're not sure, what I want you to do is just get a double overback grip, okay? We're gonna expand on this a little bit today. So I just want you to bring this arm over and grab his spine. Now from here, what we can look to do is start to, once again, knee cut, okay? So from here, I can start to cut my knee through, drop my hip to the floor, and start to walk back. Okay, finish the pass, all right? When I start to step here and I drop my elbow for the overback grip, okay? First of all, we want to make sure that knee is underneath of us so that their hips are pretty narrow. Okay, that should make it an easy thing to loop this arm all the way around their butt and get this elbow to the ground, okay? And we're pulling everything in, okay? Kind of like you're rocking a baby there. Right. You guys see where my chest is in conjunction to the knee? A lot of you are letting your partner. We're going to talk about this next, actually. So keep good pressure there. Like, first of all, if I can't keep this knee under my chest, I'm not gonna do this grip. Like, go ahead, make this wide. Because look, I can't get over this leg now. Okay. Now guys, watch. A lot of you are just staying here and hugging the back. This isn't terrible, but it's not the best control that we can get. Like CJ, push off the mat with your bottom foot. Try to, yeah, exactly. Now watch the difference here. Watch my right elbow. Okay, how about now? So you know big movements with his hips here, okay? So try to get down the spine here, guys. And then try to hit your movements, okay? First of all, again, if I'm behind in a knee shield here, even if I can somehow lock my hands in a crossface underhook, go ahead and stretch out and like kind of push in. It's not sustainable, right? Versus this, do the same thing. This is surprisingly pretty strong, and like as I'm fighting this battle here, once I close this space and I drop here, can you do it now? Yeah, that's a very strong grip, okay? Don't get me wrong, guys, like if this was half guard and not knee shield, yeah. Right into the normal beam here. What's cool is, like, again, we're focusing more on the knee cut right now, but eventually, especially heavyweights, a lot of stuff we do from the split squat is going to give you avenues to force half guard. So if you like to pass half guard, like, that's going to be a huge part of this as well, okay? All right, for now, again, we can't get this elbow inside of the knee, okay? So instead, we're just going to accept that and bring our head right to the shoulder, okay? Guys, again, if I spend too much time here, it's very easy for Mike to get up. Good. Right. Wrestle up, get underhook, stuff like that. Whereas if I take my head and I go here right away, if he tries to get up, it's very difficult. Okay. Now we can go right to that reverse collar tie, walk our leg close, and pull all of this in. Okay. He's not getting up now. All right. Now from here, we'll just hug the lower back. Okay. Once again, start to cut our knee out, clear the knee shield, walk back, find our crossface and underhook, and go right to side control. Especially like when we go for the more modern passes here where we have overback grips, okay? Sometimes when I get my grips here, whether it's a regular overback grip, okay, pushing on the foot, scooping the ankle, whatever it is, okay, you feel as if you're gonna when you knee cut, your partner is going to have a strong knee shield here, and as you pass, they're going to end up getting their guard back. Okay, so whenever this is the case, guys, you feel like you're not going to clear that top knee, it's always a good option here. Watch my right knee. Instead of bringing it towards my space, I'm actually going to bring it this way and slide that knee up so I can start forcing half guard and passing half guard here. Okay, there's different types of knee shields. Right now, we're looking at if our partner keeps their knee really low, okay? But sometimes here, as we go to camp, or even before, Mike's gonna flare this knee and he's gonna play a high knee shield, okay? This doesn't stop me necessarily from getting this overback position, but look, I can't put pressure on this top leg now. That's a problem, all right? So when this happens, instead of going over back here, like if Mike extends his leg, yeah, see, I can't really get that too well. We're just gonna take this off and we're actually just gonna underhook his leg here, okay? Now guys, very important, especially since we're going to side control, okay? If I knee slice and I continue passing with my head too high, Mike could push my head between his legs. Yeah. It's not a super reliable submission for him, but it is like pretty annoying. So guys, as you're underhooking the leg here with the high knee shield, make sure that as you start to pass, just drive your head to the floor. Okay, right next to his hip. So now if Mike tries to push my head and swing his legs over, you guys see that's really difficult for him. Okay, now I just keep my elbows tight and literally just do the exact same thing. Start walking back. Okay, and then you can just extract this arm. Okay, do not lift your head up until you extract this arm. If I get excited that I just pass here, you can still triangle me. Yeah, it's probably the best time for him to do it. So keep your head low, extract your arm. Now we have side control. Now, this is another note, guys. There's different types of side control. Today, or this week rather, we're just focusing on one particular sequence. to the crossface and underhook. Again, especially for those of you that are more experienced, there's nothing wrong with staying here and attacking the armbar, or attacking the kimura, or even bringing this hand through and going for north-south positions, okay? The end here, okay? A lateral step, but this time he's flaring this knee out, so we're dealing with a high knee shield here, okay? Still gonna camp, still gonna collar tie, still gonna get my overback grip, step this leg up and connect elbow to knee here, okay? I'm gonna go under his leg. Again, if you can reach the spine, that's great. Otherwise, just stay up here on the hamstring, that works just as well. And remember, keep your head low as you're passing, so it doesn't hit you with that stupid triangle from bottom here, okay? Once we feel comfortable, I'll just limp arm, bring this hand through, lock my crossface underhook, active toes, back step, and then we'll be right back in the same position. Especially when we start stepping this leg close to him with this reverse collar tie. I mean, this is, in my opinion, this isn't a great thing for him to do, okay? But as we get close here, you can start to look for a scoop grip on this leg, okay? And don't get me wrong, like, if I get afraid of this grip and I start taking pressure off, I could open up myself for some bad leg lock positions here, okay? Now guys, really the solution here is just keep doing what you're doing, okay? Bring your elbow down, get tight into this overback position, okay? Let him pull himself in. Now, it's gonna be much easier to switch to a crossface, whereas before, it wasn't, okay? So here it's pretty easy. If CJ lets go, and he moves in this direction, see, keep going. I can't really pull him in with this, but if he solves that problem for me by grabbing my leg, now the crossface is very viable at the beginning, okay? Now, we just have the problem of him still holding on to our leg. We gotta make him let go. So we're gonna do what we call a ratchet crossface. We usually do this when people are on their side and side control and they're like trying to stop from being pinned. So you guys see, I brought this in as deep as I can. It's not gonna go super deep because he's on his side. This arm, we should have free range of motion to lock the S grip. Now it's gonna be very similar to a power F. I'm gonna drop my right elbow as I rotate my left. That's gonna significantly put a lot of pressure on the spine here and make it really difficult to hold on to my leg, okay? Now from here, okay, guys, you can actually just hold on to this grip, right? It's kind of like a heavyweight submission here. Sal does this a lot where you squeeze and get a kind of a strangle, okay? But in this transition, it's actually good control. We can just knee slice with this, okay? So I'm gonna start to slide my hip in front of the kneecap, okay, knee slice again, okay? Guys, unless you are a heavyweight or like you have some prior knowledge of how to work this strangle, okay, you can just let your partner pull their arm out at this point, okay? And we'll just be right back in crossface underhook. Now from here, active toes, walk back, and finish the exact same thing, okay? Everything's the same here, okay? But this time, he's scoop gripping my leg, okay? Again, don't lose confidence here. Don't start giving up space so you can start attacking your legs, okay? Stay tight in this position, okay? Now from here, it should be a very simple thing to pummel the crossface. Lock the S grip, right elbow down into the spine, left elbow up is torquing his head, and it's gonna be very difficult for him to hold on to that grip when I do it, okay? Most people are gonna let go, all right? Now from here, I can just use this position to start knee cutting, all right? Again, good heavyweight position here. Otherwise, you guys can just let your partner free their arm so you can get the underhook and the crossface, start to walk back, and then finish your pass. Somebody with good fundamentals here, they're gonna find ways here and in pretty much every guard passing position to not let you get close to them in the first place, okay? So really that battle with the head to the shoulder, okay, or any really aggressive attacking motion here, Mike's gonna start to naturally use his hands to push me away. There's varying degrees of this, okay? Let's look at a couple here. Right now, Mike's doing a cross post. That's gonna be the strongest one. So if he really extends his arms here, like, yeah, and if I mess around too much, he could push me off and we'll have to switch to different guard passing systems, okay? If your partner pushes more on the near shoulder, okay, you should find that while his push is strong, it should be an easy thing to collapse this arm and go to a lot of different things. Okay, whether you guys want to attack the front headlock, just drop this and go north-south. Okay, lots of different things. Okay, so we're not really going to talk about that too much. All right, now look at the difference. When he posts here, see, this arm's not really going anywhere. This is a problem. Okay, so this is where we're going to work on what we call a Rau Drag. All right, the more Mike pushes here, actually the easier this tends to be, because it's just a big release of the tension he's giving me. All right, so right away here, guys, what I want to do is the hand that was closer to the hip, looking for elbow position, I'm just going to get a really loose underhook on this tricep here, kind of like we're going for an arm bar from side control. Okay, and as I do that, I'm going to start to posture just slightly so I can access his wrist here, and I'm just going to push this past my arm. Okay, you guys see my elbow position as I do this. I try to leave my elbow on the ribs. I'm not dropping here. Okay, I'm going to lose control of the arm. Okay, and it's going to be hard to hit in the first place. Now, that's like the general mechanic of removing the frame, but right off of this, we want to go back to our positions of control, okay? So as soon as you guys hit the drag here, what you want to do is get perpendicular like we were just doing. So very simple, when you release this, just put your hand on the floor and bring your head over. You guys see my chest position? I'm crushing that knee shield again. And then from here, look, it should be an easy thing to go right back to the overback grip, okay? Now, another strong tool we have on the Rau Drag is this elbow, okay? So when I keep this elbow inside here, I have the ability now to use my elbow against his knee shield to move it out of the way, as well as move myself around it. And then from here, again, we can start to look to connect to the same grips, walk his legs back, and get side control. So we're not just simply keeping this on the floor, okay, we're actually anchoring and we're attaching this elbow to the chest, okay? So if you ever need to, you can just spend some time in this really basic position. This will help you guys develop your submissions too, okay? Get used to changing from a normal underhook here to lifting your partner and just bringing this elbow in front, okay? So if he cross posts here, like I'm telling you guys, like let him push you, right? But don't keep your posture down here. That's counterintuitive. Let him push you and posture with it to open up space to do this. If I stay a little too close to him here and I let him push, sometimes it'll get stuck. So when he, right there, okay? That's what I mean by posturing. See this in competition, it's usually pretty quick, okay? So, you got that shallow underhook, okay? That ring loose. Here, as he's pushing. Once I get that release of the tension, I make the urgent part here, getting my hand to the floor. Okay, once I get my hand to the floor and I'm covering him this way, it's very difficult for him to build height here. Okay, and then right away I can just drop right back into my overback grip again. Okay, again, to clear the knee shield here, we can just take our elbow, use that to push his knee out of the way, drop our hip, and then again switch crossface underhook and start to walk this back. Like for example, if he pushes me off, okay, this can go back to a lot of our other series like high stepping.